Hello, my name is Matteo DeVito. I'm in Communications 101, and this is going to be a speech about the history of the Keystone thrust fault at Red Rock. And then here's my audience. That's all good. Okay. All right. When one thinks of Las Vegas, bright flashing lights, sidewalks packed with tourists, and luxurious casinos lining the streets is what usually comes to mind. Other than the spectacular hospitality, Las Vegas is home to many natural attractions, one of the most popular being Red Rock Canyon. And Red Rock Canyon is an extravagant geological arrangement of mountains and rock, and it gets its name from the red spots and bands that's seen throughout the mountain ranges. This stunning structure of rock formations at Red Rock Canyon is actually a result from its most important feature, the Keystone thrust fault. And I will be using information I've researched that I found from the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, RedRockCanyonLasVegas.org, and other notable sources. Personally, I've been to Red Rock Canyon many times, and me nor many other locals that visit on occasion have ever really delved into the geology and history of the actual site. And I believe that it's very important for tourists and locals alike to be familiar with the background of this amazing site. And today I will be describing to you guys the key features of the Keystone thrust fault and how these features lead into its importance to the area, and how these 2 points influence the site's popularity. And to start, understanding the features of the Keystone thrust fault is very crucial to understanding its importance. And what the Keystone thrust fault is basically a combination of thousands of miles worth of thrust faulting throughout from the Las Vegas region here in Red Rock all the way up to the Canadian region. And what a thrust fault is, according to the U.S. Bureau of Land Management, is when two continental plates collide with one another and enough force is produced to where one plate is shifted on top of the other. And basically, to visualize, the older rock on the top plate is resting upon the younger rock of the bottom plate. And this process is actually what creates the discoloration of gray and white rock slabs throughout the Keystone thrust fault area. And like I mentioned previously, it protrudes through the northwest section of Red Rock Canyon and winds its way through to La Madre Mountain. And the rock that makes up this area is very important to its uniqueness as a whole. And around 65 million years ago, older gray oceanic limestone thrust faulted and is now resting up top of younger rust-colored continental sandstone. And again, as I mentioned previously, this type of faulting occurs from here in Red Rock all the way up to around the Canadian border. But the most prime and prolific examples of this specific type of faulting is right here in Red Rock, mostly because you can step on both the older gray limestone and the younger rust-colored sandstone at the same time. And these structures of the Keystone thrust fault is very important to the understanding of the other rock formations within the area. And it's actually responsible for the creations of these other rock formations that you can see within Red Rock. And it also produces evidence of prehistoric life that once lived here millions of years ago. And the faulting that occurred these millions of years ago is actually what laid the foundations to these smaller mountain ranges back in its time to actually grow and show off these multiple colors of rock. And a good example of this is actually Turtle Head Peak, which encapsulates the color alternation between gray limestone and the rust-colored sandstone, making it one of the most popular hiking trails within the Red Rock area, according to epod.usra.edu. And on the other side, the side that's engulfed by the gray oceanic limestone is represented by the La Madre Mountain area, where the thrust faulting that occurred only shows the portion of the limestone that is resting on top of the sandstone. And the age that is associated with these rock layers at the Keystone thrust fault presents clues to its prehistoric characteristics. Around 500 million years ago, the gray limestone that is seen within the area was once actually the base of ancient ocean that used to rest over this area. And the fossils that have been found within this Keystone thrust fault area is coral and certain types of sponges, according to RedRockLasVegas.org. And on the other side, the other type of rock, the continental sandstone is around 190 million years old, roughly. And the fossils that have been found here belong to the tracks of prehistoric alligators and arthropods. And an arthropod is basically a simple multi-legged organism that lived millions of years ago. And these one-of-a-kind features of the Keystone Thrust Fault combine together to make it one of the most popular land formations within the Las Vegas area. And the Keystone Thrust Fault's high popularity is made up of its natural design of trails, and it plays into its significance within the area. And adding on to this, the hikers that usually hike up these trails within the Red Rock area usually describe them as very detailed winding pathways. Rock climbers usually describe the exciting climbs to the peaks of these mountains, and casual recreational hikers usually comment on the extraordinary view of the other rock formations that they see. And the Keystone Thrust Fault, its location actually incorporates the features of these other structures. Like I said previously, it incorporates the color alternations between the limestone and sandstone in Turtlehead Peak and the gray folding layers of mountain that you see within La Madre Mountain. And part of the geological formation also its noteworthiness of the Keystone Thrust Fault also plays into its popularity amongst the geological community. Since it's part of this very specific rock formation that goes thousands of miles up, its actual clear display of the type of faulting, and makes it one of the most desirable places for geologists to go and study. Mostly because of the exposed crustal plates. The mountains that are formed are actual pieces of the earth that formed millions of years ago, and it holds knowledge to how the earth moves as far as like the crustal plates go, and potentially how it can move in the future. Finally, its scientific reputation and uniqueness of the structure both add to the natural beauty of this Keystone Thrust Fault. And in conclusion, tourists and locals alike, learning about the actual Red Rock Canyon plays a factor in making more memorable experiences when actually going and visiting. The intricate formations, the impact it has on geology, and its high popularity all come together to make it one of the most sought after rock formations within the country. And the attraction that us Las Vegas locals have known for all of our lives, hopefully now means a little bit more, seeing that it plays a very important part in geology itself and paleontology as well, with the fossils that are found. And hopefully within this type of formation, knowledge about the earth and its characteristics are shown and is useful to you guys. Thank you.
Nailed it, man.
Here are my note cards.
Yeah, and lose your keys like you did in high school.
Oh my gosh, really?
1 second, guys.
Oh, stop eating.
She has to get all his notes.
Oops. All right, and the audience one more time.
Audience.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, man.